Hello everybody, this is Intrepid83 and welcome back to Let's Play Need for Speed Underground 2. Alright, after all the tweaking and all the, I actually did do a couple of modifications to the outward appearance of this, but we'll get into that in a second. But right here is the important part, the statistic, the dyno readout, if you will. So after tweaking, I ended up getting it up to 470.5 big horsepower, an interesting number there, I'll get to that in a second, at 8,000 RPM, 400.1 foot-pounds at 4,950 RPM, again, top speed. Not sure if I can actually reach that top speed, but again, we'll get into that. We'll touch on that shortly. 0 to 60 of 2.93 seconds and a 0 to 100 of 6.86. That is the fastest, or the quickest I could get the acceleration times there. So yeah, I tweaked the drivetrain accordingly. So yeah, and going back to what is so interesting about that 470.5 big horsepower is that it's the exact same amount of horsepower that the Corolla has. The difference is that the WRX reaches its peak power at 8,000 RPM, whereas the Corolla reaches it at 8,950 RPM. So yeah, and also as the acceleration numbers would indicate, this thing does have quite a bit more torque as well compared to the Corolla as well. I think the Corolla has just over 300 foot-pounds at 6,950, 304.2 foot-pounds at the 6,950, and this one obviously has 400.1 at 4,950. So yeah. Alright, so as far as what the tuning went, just suspension's pretty much the way it came. The drivetrain, I did try to do some fine-tuning as far as the final drive ratio went, like this. I may decide to change this later on depending on how it performs in races, but for now I'm happy with the way it is. Aerodynamics, I didn't do anything extra there. Tires, I didn't do anything there. ECU, obviously, I did my usual tweaking there, try to get all the power, as much power as I could in the higher end there, and same with the turbo as well. And the nitrous is at 100 shot there, so there we go. Alright. And as far as the Corolla goes, as far as its 0 to 60 and 0 to 100 numbers, it's got a 0 to 60 of 3.27 seconds, and the 0 to 100 is 7.36, just to give you an idea of how much quicker this thing is. And yeah, obviously this thing's got four-wheel drive as well, so... The one drawback is, obviously, this thing does not handle quite as well as the Corolla does, but then again, this thing... Keeping in mind, also, the Corolla has all those unique performance upgrades as well, so yeah. But anyways, yeah, so off-screen, I did get in the Corolla, and I did update the paint on it. I'm not sure if you can notice the difference here, but I'll see if I can get it, maybe make a side-by-side comparison or something like that. Maybe tag it at the tack it to the end of the video or something like that of what it looks like. But yeah, to give you a good idea of the difference, let's go back to the dyno, because actually the lighting in there really helps it stand out. And yeah, so that's what it looks like now. It's basically looks like it's either got a silver or a white undercoat with a black gloss coat kind of thing, or like the second tone is black. So yeah, makes it look. I really like the way it looks. So yeah, and I think last time we were in here with the old paint, this definitely straight up just looked silver. So as far as I can recall. So yeah. All right, so that's that. So I did that with the Corolla. I ended up doing something to the navigator. Decided to do it. I had the money, and I decided to actually, take myself up on my idea earlier about, because it's Lincoln Navigator, turn it in, try to make it like a big Navi kind of thing. The white paint and the glowing light blue on the bottom there. I try to make it as white and blue as possible. The window tint, I believe, is dark aqua pearl, or dark pearl aqua or something like that. And I did actually put some audio in, or put an audio layout in there. I didn't go for the full shebang, the whole big one that blocks the entire back end. I went with the second one. It's all white, and yeah, doesn't block the back window. But anyways, I'm actually going to get in this because we haven't driven it for a while. And this episode, well, hang on, just to show you as well with the other vehicles, The Miata, probably not going to do anything with it. I like the way it looks, and just the wheels, the way it's styled is fine. Again, I mean, that might change, but I don't really expect it to. But then again, who knows, I may get an idea later on. But for what it does it really well. So, yeah. And the way it looks, I'm quite happy with the way it looks. But anyways, alright, I may decide to paint it or something like that, but again, not going to worry about that right now. As far as the Mustang GT goes, didn't do much. Obviously, I put new rims on it. I painted the calipers, I believe, and I gave it a new hood. If you can probably barely see it there. And I've got I put the 8000K headlights in. So yeah, I was thinking about maybe putting a body kit on, but I was like, nah, I'll just leave it the way it is. It's a nice classic look there. So yeah. And then obviously there's the Subaru WRX. I ended up actually buying the Topics headlights, the headlamps, and then I actually decided to go for the bright yellow headlights as well. So yeah, I changed that about it. So there we go. All right, we're in the Navigator, so let's head on out and start looking for some hidden races. Because we do still need one more race to be able to get the 35 out of 35 world event completion there, so yeah. Alright, so as far as... Alright, probably just going to do this normally, like start in the core, go up to Beacon Hill and Jackson Heights, and then do Cole Harbor last kind of thing. So, alright, the first one we want to go to is actually pretty much right down here. And as you can see, I did buy a new gauge cluster for this thing as well. So, yeah, the whole blue theme. Alright, and the first one is a circuit race, which means I'm going to be switching out to my circuit car, which is indeed the Subaru WRX STI. I decided to make this our circuit and sprint racer. So the Corolla has served us well. So I'm just going to let it retire, so to speak, in terms of circuit and sprint, and just have fun with street cross. So there we go. All right, the first secret circuit race of Stage 5. So from Liz. Yo, dude, this is your chance to prove you ain't a punk. We're racing a circuit and there's room for more drivers. A course map will appear as soon as you commit. Do your mama proud. And $4,000 per race, per victory. So, alright. Well, let's do this. Looks like there's a couple of places we could probably use NOS, but anyways, let's go. Okay, a little tight here. Let's try to leak. Oh, I thought somebody was trying to push me. Actually, the tires kind of slid out from behind me. I gotta figure out how to take that corner, or cut that corner, so to speak. Oh boy. Okay, I gotta get used to driving four-wheel or all-wheel drive. Completely different handling characteristics than the Corolla. I do find that this car tends to enjoy being thrown around corners like that. This is so much quieter than the Corolla too. Oh boy. find I've had to do, I have to do, or seem to have to do more throttle play with this thing as well. Well, it is four-wheel drive, so it does seem to be the case in most games I drive four-wheel drive in. It's just, so when you hit the gas, it's all four wheels going, not just the front or the back. So yeah, grips the road a lot better. Doesn't mean it handles better, it just means it grips the road better. Probably didn't need to brake there, but got one more lap to see how it does without braking there. Better. Let's see if I can get this turn better. Probably didn't need to upshift there. It seems like I got to be a bit more smooth with my throttle and that kind of stuff, so a bit more technically sound, if you will. Oh no! And there they are. Oh. I suppose I probably should have expected that. The route did say turn left. Let's try to downshift. Perfect. Well, better, I guess. Did take it quicker. And victory. $200 reputation, $4,000. And there is the Underground Racing League event. That is the last one of the stage. So, and there's the 35 out of 35 for world events. So yeah, from here on out, we're just going to be taking care of the secret races and see what happens with the Underground Racing League when we get to it. Alright, the next one is just north of the graphics shop, so let's head over there. And there it is. Another circuit. Alright. From Alden, yo brother, I'm looking to get me a new set of wheels and I need some donations. I got 2 others lined up, ready to give a little to the cause. How's about you ante up and I'll be sure not to embarrass you too much. Alright, well, let's race. Yeah, so there might be a couple of potential shortcuts there, so let's go. got a little nasty. And alright. Just like I don't even need to let off the throttle. I slightly did, but I think I might be alright to just let it go. Might boost the NOS once we get on the freeway here. And slam on the brakes. Too late. Oh, well, there they are. Another bump start there. And that kind of threw me off. Go! Let's try to go full throttle around this corner. My finger is ever so slightly eased up. I mean, what's the worst that'll happen? I lose the race, you know. It's not like I haven't lost before. Oh, I was expecting it to be a bit more pronounced there in that turn, but for some reason, oh, and I missed it. Alright, let's try this again. That was close. Okay. I was looking to get the NOS, but not that close. And slam on the brakes. Okay, probably could have waited a bit longer than that. Okay, let's try to let him off the throttle here. So I don't lose control. Sweet. Final lap. The road is so much wider than I think it is whenever I go around that corner. Don't let up the throttle. And beautiful. Eek. Okay, that was bad timing. Still gotta figure out that corner. Darn it. I was trying to get into the center lane before that happened, but we managed to build enough of a lead to where it didn't completely ruin our chances of a victory. And victory. That was fairly lengthy. But anyways, STI, Skyline, Tiburon, and 240SX. Nice to see the original Sixer still relevant. All right, 0 reputation, $4,000 bucks. Yeah. All right. Pardon me. Next time we will go off in search of more secret races. I think there's still one more in the city core here, so we'll go take a look at it, and we'll see which vehicle we'll be using for it. This is Intrepid83 signing off. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, remember to hit the like button on your way out. Hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the bell icon as well if you would like to be notified of any future uploads. And you can follow me on Twitter for any channel updates. I'm at Intrepid83. I also post video notifications there, so whenever I upload. So if YouTube doesn't notify, you can always check my Twitter feed to see if anything new has come up. All right, take care, be blessed, and have a good one.